Hey folks, this is Brian here from Cantech TV. I have JP here from Form Labs. JP, how are you doing today?
Really good, thank you.
Great to hear. JP, tell me a little about Form Labs. I hear you guys are 3D printer. What makes you guys different compared to the rest of the other 3D printers?
Sure, so Form Labs was founded about 4 years ago, and we were founded with the idea to bring stereolithography technology to make it more accessible, basically. Not necessarily a consumer level printer, it's not something you necessarily have in your home, but it's a professional tool that can now be used by a lot more people than was previously possible.
Right, so kind of a machine that wasn't really mass market before, but you've really brought the price point down now where regular consumers can kind of have access to it. You also mentioned before that there's kind of different types of processes to 3D printing. What's your process compared to the other typical process that you see?
Right, so what we're using is stereolithography or SLA. The technology that most people are familiar with is extrusion or FDM printing, where you lay down a plastic filament through an extruder and it kind of hardens into an object. That's great for hobbyists and home users, but you don't get the type of accuracy and reliability that you get with an SLA printer. SLA technology has been around since the early 80s, in 1984, 1986, depending on who you talk to. But it's always kind of been the province of like institutions, big engineering companies or universities, because it's been so expensive, it's been inaccessible to everyone else. So we were founded with the idea to bring this technology down to a price point that is more accessible to most users. And we've really opened up a whole new market, because now smaller engineering firms, design firms, and jewelers can use this technology that was previously inaccessible to them.
Definitely, and you see that with a lot of technology, where technologies are really for a dedicated group of people, so governments, educational institutions, later brought to mass market and really given an opportunity to innovate from there. What changes do you see moving forward in terms of 3D printing? Do you see more mass market adoption, new types of innovation? What are your thoughts?
Well, what we're seeing a lot of is Kickstarter, like startup projects, stuff like that. We have, among our customers, we have like I think 11 successfully funded Kickstarter projects of medical devices and different tools. People are able to make custom ergonomic grips for their tool handles, medical suturing devices. We're seeing it a lot in the medical industry. So people now can print out a plan of a surgical pathway. So like if they need to implant something in a really difficult spot, they can now take a CT scan of their patient, print out the skull or whatever the bone structure is, and then they can plan out a surgical route before ever getting to the OR. So now it like reduces healing times, and it also can be used as an educational tool for the patient. You could say like, here's what we're going to do, don't be worried, we practiced on it.
It's very exciting. Looking forward to see the future applications. This has been JP from Form Labs. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.